What's up, guys? I'm Jackie, and you're watching BlackDoctor.org. Alright, so we decided to hit the streets of Chicago to see how everybody feels about the R.Kelly situation, the Lifetime documentary, thoughts and opinions, and just to see how Chicagoans are actually feeling about everything that's going on in the atmosphere. Alright, guys, let's do it. Let's hit it.
Yeah, so I'm from Chicago, so obviously I've been knowing about R.Kelly being disgusting all my life. Right? That my mom didn't allow R.Kelly music to be played. And it wasn't because my mom's super religious and it was like sacrilegious music. It's just specific, like, he's demented, he, hurts young girls, and we don't need that type of, imagery in our heads and stuff like that. I knew he was a pedophile. And everybody really knew that. We just, like, for some reason thought, like our priority or others' priorities thought he couldn't be that bad.
I have seen the documentary. I did know a lot about what was going on, not personally, of course, but throughout the news. I was pretty sick when I saw some of the other details that came out. I guess I don't know if I want to mute R. Kelly, but I think something has to be done. But I think that he should be prosecuted if he did actually commit a crime, and if there are, I guess, crimes to be prosecuted with. I think somebody should do a deeper dive into him, his legal, I guess the things that he's done legally and illegally.
Do you think that he's gotten away with this for so long because he specifically preys on young black women?
I do think that that's a portion of it. I don't think that's all of it. I also think that in terms of power with men and women, it comes down to sometimes women aren't as highly thought of as when men are taken advantage of, that it reported. So I do think that, to answer your question, yes, there is an element of black women being the victims, as white hasn't been prosecuted, but that's the 100% the element.
Okay, I watched the entire documentary last weekend, and it actually made me sick to my stomach. But this is not new information to me because I've been hearing about it since I was a little girl growing up on R. Kelly music and hearing about it. I do think he needs to be held accountable for his actions, as well as the people that supported it throughout the way. I've had conversations with a lot of individuals since the documentary has aired, and people are on both sides of it, but at the end of the day, these were children. Now the adults, they're of age and consent, and what they do is their business, my opinion. But it really hurts me to my heart with kids because I know other children who have been victims of molestation, and nobody's doing anything about it. I think it too goes beyond that as far as a culture. It's something that we, even in my own family, have swept under the rug. Nobody addresses it. Nobody gets help for these kids. And overall, as a culture, we need to do better. We need to address these things head on when we find out about them, not just let them go, especially with the whole entertainment industry. And that's a whole nother different monster in itself that they support is as long as they're getting the dollars coming in. And then you'll see after there's no more money, they'll turn on them.
Like you said earlier, it's mixed reviews, and I see that all the time, which it saddens me, especially since we're in Chicago, and this could have been me, this could have been you, this could be your little sister. But at the end of the day, regardless of how old somebody is, you would never wish abuse upon nobody. I don't care if somebody was 40 years old getting abused. I'm like, we all understand how, like, abuse really, like, puts people in a different mindset. And it's just disgusting that people really put a few songs over people's lives. It's that, like, not to put a specific age group in this, but it's that age group that, was out in the parties when his songs was coming out that feel like, well, I love his music. You can't take that away from me, and I would love to be with R. Kelly.
Also, he had a party a couple of days ago, a birthday party that sold out, and a lot of people were very supportive in the crowd, like chanting things like "Take me hostage." How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
Well, I laugh, but it's not funny. I do think that sometimes in the world, people don't really understand what's going on at that point in time, and celebrity kind of clouds people's thoughts on things. So I believe that it's sad that people were doing that. I think it's kind of overblown, right? Because I haven't been to V75, but I've heard about it. It's not the biggest club in the world, so it's not like he was at Tao downtown. So I do think that there will always be a small group of people that still support R. Kelly despite what he's done. I just count me outside of that group.
Like, and it's part of that, oh, well, it couldn't be me, it couldn't be the ones I'm with, but you can see by their parents, they thought that too. So it's like, for you to scream in the middle of clubs, take me hostage, you really think this is a joke. You're romanticizing, like, his demonic behavior, and I just don't understand, like, as, like, a people, country, humanity, where we got to the point where that was okay.
Do you think that he hasn't been in prison yet because he specifically targets black female bodies?
Yes, and it's like a twofold. So it's because he's tackling this very vulnerable population, and that population has a broken psyche within itself because of constant abuse and, you know.
Really, I just hope that the people in the world don't blame the victims for what happened. Hope that they don't blame the parents for what happened. I think that overall, mental health and preying on younger people, whether they be men or women, is an issue in America in general. And it's just something that we have to have a bigger discussion about.
I agree. Since this does have to do with mental health, and the black community sometimes tries to stray away from that problem, do you think this is a deeper cultural conversation that needs to be talked about?
Oh, for sure. Because I don't think that R.Kelly is the only person that has been preying on younger girls and younger men in the black community. I think that, and we joke about this all the time, but there's that one uncle or there's that one auntie.
That meme.
Yeah, that meme, who have always been in the family that people just say, hey, stay away from him, but not necessarily we need to do something about Uncle Curtis or Uncle John, what they're doing to people in the family.
That's why I want to know, what is everybody holding on to?